Okay, Gary in Michigan, got your Stryker all set for you here. Here it is. So got the receive on right now. I'll make this one kind of a quick one. I don't think it's going to go out today though. UPS already came. They came super early. I don't know why. Just kind of annoying. I wasn't even home from work yet. Had some other stuff arriving, but I didn't have time to get the radio done beforehand because I was still at work. So do apologize. It'll go out tomorrow. So we are testing AM, and this is with 30% modulation on AM, so we have a very good receiver here. Actually, just a little bit more probably. Yeah, it's like minus 100 and what is this? 14.5 probably, something like that for the 12 mark there. So that's really good. Around the 12 somewhere there. So there you go. And this is with the 20 decibels added on to that number there. So about 114.71. One thing I wanted to show that I haven't shown in a long time is let's bump this mod up to 100%. And let's put this to S9. So there's our S9 on the front of the radio. Like I say, it's a little over because the mod is up, so we calibrate it for 30%. Otherwise, so anyways, we're gonna leave that at 100%. And what I want to show is we're gonna put this to minus 27, which is full scale right here. You can obviously hear the sound coming out of the piece of equipment over there. So this is a full scale signal. It's very unlikely that someone's going to be this close to you, but if they are, this is what you would get. And there's one channel up. So obviously when someone's coming in that strong, the radio has a hard time taking it all out. It's a very strong signal at 100% modulation, so you go 2 channels away. You can see. So bleed over is a real thing. People in the skip land or whatever you want to call it running tens and thousands of watts, you can't always expect the radio to do what it should do because they're running too much power and it's just going crazy. So there's a couple channels away now. It's pretty good though. I mean, it's taking it down from S60 to 5 with 10 kilohertz up, so that's pretty darn good, I think anyways. Here's 195, about the same. So I think that's really good. Let's do the same test now on sideband. So we'll go to lower side. Shut this tone off. Up to channel 20. Let me see what we got going on here. There, a clarifier centered like that. So there's our full scale signal again, right there. One channel up. Real selective, way more selective on sideband than what it is on AM. So really good. Keep in mind that's a full 60 dB signal there. Give that S meter a second to catch up. That's really good there too. So it's giving you some kind of idea of how good it is. The receiver is outstanding. AM is a little bit different because of the modulation. You're always going to get that higher amount of bleed over. Sideband, this thing is really good. So most radios work like that. I don't think they work as good as this, but I haven't done this test a whole lot. So we'll just kind of base it off what it is. Put this back to 185. I'll do our sensitivity test here. And okay, now we'll go up to the meter and see where we're at. There's about 129 there. So these seem to always have the edge on the anytone by just like a dB. There we go. Probably could get a little bit more out of it, but close enough there. It's flickering forward, which is actually better. So that's really nice. And I think you're going to like the receiver. You obviously still have the noise blanker and the high cut and all that. You have the RX filter. It's non-adjustable in this one. It's either on or off, but it is really nice to use that. I would prefer to use that. Here's how it sounds from the speaker. So it's a really cool radio. Alright, so now we're in transmit and we're on sideband. The RF power's all the way up, mic gain's all the way up. You can leave that all the way up all the time. The radio's aligned internally, so the mic gain can stay up all the time. It doesn't even matter if you're running a power mic. I'm running a NM532 here on here, 4-pin. The radio comes default in dynamic, so we don't have to change anything there in the mic type. So we'll just go right up here and take a quick look at the power. So, you know, they usually, when I first align these, they get really hot, and when they get super hot, the power does drop a little bit. So sometimes when you guys see me showing the power, it's because I've just got done with it and you lose a couple watts here and there, but this one is doing pretty good. This is about what they normally do, so you know, this has sat for a while. I did that receiver test and stuff, so it cools off quick, you know. Here it is up here on the bird. This is 100 watts. I got the peak kit on the bird. I don't usually show the bird, but here it is. It's about the same on the bird too. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's good. Power's all the way down. Power all the way down, about 9 watts or so, and it's not going to be very accurate up here. It's still 100 in there, but that first bigger mark is the 10, so we're just below that. So there's that. Alright, this is our sideband. This is our two-tone. So here they are, right there, nice and round, not all distorted and stuff like they come out of the factory, so that's good. I got this all out of whack here. Okay, this is lower side for this test, so lower side the power's going that way and everything else is really shunted this way, so that looks good. Peak power is about 39. Look up here, it's pretty much the same, so that's holding really nice. So you have to line them the right way on sideband, or else they just, you know, take up too much bandwidth, and that's just lost power in my opinion, so it's a waste. Alright, here's your AM, so 1 watt. So AM frequency spot on. 1 watt. All the way up, we'll go up to about, let me see here, about 10. And all the way down to about 1. So 1 to 10. So let's do the 1 first. So modulation on 1 watt. A lot of modulation there, as you can see. A lot of modulation, so I don't even know how the spectrum analyzer is picking up the signal right now. Yeah, it's picking it up through RF. So this isn't even attached up there, but it is picking it up. You can see as I move this, the intensity gets stronger. So that's kind of neat. I didn't even realize that at the time. So anyways, there are particles of RF coming, you know. We're close enough to this where we're picking up some signal, so it's kind of cool, but obviously we're well within the range we want to be there. So looks really nice and rounded off, so that looks good. All right, turn the power all the way up and just kind of zoom in some more on that. Get that to zoom a little bit better. There you go. So we can see that's nice and rounded too. It's hard to see it when it's zoomed out, but nice and rounded on the top and bottom there too. So we're all good. There's a high power peak with the tone. There it is up there with the tone. I gotta remember to shut that peak kit off. I got it on. This is the authentic bird peak kit, by the way. It's not one of those aftermarket ones. This is the real deal. Here's the high power, by the way. This is 20 kilohertz with the actual sampler hooked back up. So it's sampling the signal before it goes into the dummy load, so that looks good. Here's the low power. Again, as your audio is really strong. So it looks good there still. This is the low power, so it's looking really clean all the way around. Okay, now we're on AM, so just remember that what you see on the screen doesn't essentially reciprocate what you're actually doing. So this is highly inaccurate, the power meter on this radio, and all of them. I think you said you have a quad 5N2, you'll find that that would be the same. So I forgot to show you FM. I set it to 40. Let me check that. 40, I believe, all the way up and all the way down 1. There's 1. It's like 40, 45 all the way up, I think, and 1 all the way down. So they did a really good job on this one with the deviation. It was just about right at 4, so I didn't have to do a whole lot to that, which was nice. Sorry about the cameras phasing in and out. Not real professional video guy here, so just gotta bear with me there. And here's the power all the way down. There's our 1 watt or so right there, and then we have quite a bit of forward peak, as you can see. Okay, so now we'll look up here on this one. Same thing, 100 watts in there. So there's the 1 watt, and there's our forward peak. So everybody seems to like that a lot with these. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, check. Okay, they do good. All the way up. You'll find that right around 3 to 4 watts is a really good sweet spot, but you can run it up here too if you want to. So about 10 or so right there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, check. Hello. It just does a little bit more consistent peak because you're not starting with such a low carrier. So about 10 watts there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know how well you guys can see the watt meter up there, but I can see it, so I think everybody can. But that's pretty much it. So it's all good, all ready to come to you. Here's the talk back. Check 1, 2. I'm using a power mic, so check 1, 2. Check, check. Okay. Echo. You set that wherever you want, and just flick that switch, which is nice. Check 1, 2. 1, 2. Check, check. That works good. Roger beeps. Oh, program first. Roger beep. I do put a special one in, number 5. So then we switch the Roger beep function on. Hey, oh wait, I think it's number 6 actually. Sorry. Yeah, it is. I think on some radios they only let you do 5, but this one it's number 6. So okay. That's my little special Roger beep. Nothing too fancy, but kind of a nice little subtle beep there. If you like Roger beeps, you got one. Nice one, other than all that other crazy ones. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Hello. All right. So we'll get this cleaned up for you. Wipe off maybe a few fingerprints. I don't put the tape on them. They never touch the bench really ever or anything. I don't know. I think the tape is just something some guys do. I've never put all that tape around the chrome. No one's ever said, hey, you sent me a radio all scratched up. Anything like that. Because I don't go out of my way to cause any harm to the radios when they're here. But I don't put tape on them or anything like that. No one's ever said anything about it that bothers them that I don't. But I just don't. So it is what it is there, I guess. If you like someone to tape the radio, that's fine, but I just don't see really the need or the want to do that, because then I gotta peel it off, and then it's gonna leave a sticky residue all on this bezel, and it's just more work than I want to do. So that's why I don't do that, if anyone ever wondered. Surprisingly enough, sometimes these do come with some minor little scratches or imperfections. I mean, these are handled by human beings in the factory, so there always could be a situation where you could have a minor little mark or a scratch on the case. It's very rare, but it can happen, so I just like to sometimes point that out. There's other brands out there that come in much worse shape that I've seen out of the factory, so we'll just say that once. As far as these go, the one thing I've noticed is sometimes the protection around all this is like a screen on here, like you can actually pull this up. You can see it here, it's starting to like bubble up a little bit. So if you have this out in a vehicle or something and it's hot, probably eventually this is going to start to all get really dirty looking and bubble up and get nasty. So would recommend anyone that if you're going to use this in a truck or vehicle, probably take that off right away. You're not going to really scratch this inside part. You will scratch the protective film. It will scratch rather easily. So if you ever see a radio, especially on the George FCC, I found that they have that big protective film over it as well. Sometimes they have scratches on the LCD screen. It's not the actual screen, it's the film over top of it. So just stuff that I noticed is all. I like to point things out. All right, Gary, I hope you enjoy it. It sure is a nice radio. I got one of these myself and sure do like it. 7-3, take care, everybody. Catch you on the next one.